Weather Scope.
Here you see Avery, North Carolina earlier this morning. Just one of the places that's seen snow from the huge winter storm that's moving up the East Coast. Besides the heavy snow, primarily in and around the Appalachians, the storm is producing high winds and heavy rain. Good morning. Welcome to Weather Scope. I'm Mancuso. We have special coverage including crews on location in Virginia and West Virginia. With the details, here's Kristin Dadd in our forecast center.
Thanks a lot, Mark, and it has been a very busy time of it this morning in the Mid-Atlantic region. Not only are we getting very heavy rain, but also heavy snow in places where you would expect it, in the mountains of West Virginia and also in Kentucky and Tennessee. But we also have been getting snowfall amounts as much as 2 inches just to the west of Atlanta. So a lot of people are being affected by this storm system. Here's a look at what is happening as that area of low pressure is going to be moving up the east coast. That moisture coming on in, and that is where we are seeing all the rain and snow begin to develop. A very slow moving system as the upper level winds are in no hurry to kick this out to sea. So it will continue to move up to the northeast and bring rain and snow to many of the major cities, such as Philadelphia, rain for New York City eventually, and more snow for Pittsburgh. It's been heavy rain primarily along the coastline, especially as you head up toward Norfolk and Richmond. It's also been windy there. Rain coming down in Roanoke as well. Farther up to the north, that is where we're seeing the heavier snowfall, especially in areas of Kentucky, Lexington, even snowfall up toward Louisville, now with winter storm warnings in effect just across the border in Indiana, and heavy snow now beginning to move into southern Ohio. To keep you informed on this storm, we have sent 2 crews out to cover it from both aspects. We have our Bill Keneally, who is covering the snow in Beckley, West Virginia, and our Mike Seidel, who has been pounded with wind and rain throughout the morning, and he is on the coast of Virginia. Let's start with Mike Seidel, where you continue to have some problems. I can see that, Mike.
Yeah, Kristin, the wind is really howling here, and some of the gusts now approaching 50 miles an hour. Northeast winds, and that is an eroding wind, and more beach erosion underway, and the next 3 high tides will be very serious. Also very heavy rainfall, and some of the intersections right here in Virginia Beach have been flooded out, and likewise that's a situation across the entire tidewater area with very heavy rain on previously saturated ground. Let's take a look at the main concern. The beachfront and the Weather Channel mass cam gives you a great view of this very dangerous Atlantic surf this morning. This time yesterday, it wasn't even barely breaking on the beach, 1 or 2 foot seas, and now they're running 6 to 8 feet coming in off the Virginia Beach fishing pier as we pan south. Very, very poor visibility this morning due to this heavy horizontal rainfall, some drenching rains here all across southeastern Virginia. We'll continue with a very dangerous surf. High tide is at 1:45 this afternoon, again tomorrow morning at 2:30, and then again tomorrow afternoon, middle part of the afternoon. Those 3 high tides are the ones we're concerned with as far as beach erosion, coastal flooding, and the winds, which have been gusting as high as 50, may gust even stronger this afternoon. There goes a pretty good gust, and that will continue to keep the water piled up not only here on the beaches but in the Back Bay areas, all up and down the Mid-Atlantic into the beaches of South Jersey. So a lot of problems this afternoon, and it's just going to be a real rough weather day today, tonight, and tomorrow because this storm is moving very slowly. Now let's get the update from the mountains of West Virginia, where it's not rainfall this morning but more heavy, wet snow affecting travel. And Bill Keneally is standing by in Beckley. Bill?
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. I feel for you guys out there on the coast. We did the seashore gig a couple nights ago, and boy, it was nasty down there in Clearwater Beach with that wind. But today we have the snow. Mike has the east wind. We have the north wind. We are pulling cold air in from the north, and we're noticing now the consistency of our flakes are finer. The air is drying out a little bit, and once again, it looks like we're going to stay in this mode of precipitation for a while. Earlier, we had freezing rain. It caused a little glazing on some of the power lines and wires in the area, and that really is our big concern. Let's check out our snow depth here, and you'll see that we don't have a whole lot of new snow. Then you get into a crusty area. Then you go down, and we're going down pretty good here. We're pushing a foot of snow, but of this foot, about 9 inches of that is from the storm of last week, and that left a very lasting mark in this area. Still about 4,000 customers here in Raleigh County without power. They had 3 feet of snow. This one, obviously not near as bad yet, but nonetheless, we'll be concerned about that later on today. This storm is going to have some staying power, I think. It'll be around at least until mid-afternoon tomorrow, and if we hold all snow, we could see in excess of a foot here in southern West Virginia. Now back to the Atlanta studios.
All right, thank you very much, Bill, and indeed that is the forecast for your area. And speaking of power outages, that has been a problem with the snow in several areas in Tennessee. In Putnam County, we have reports of widespread power outages, and also in Cannon County in Tennessee, we do have reports of trees and power lines down. So a big problem. Here's some of the totals that we've been able to accumulate since as of 7 a.m. in Tennessee, a foot easy. Also in Lancaster, Kentucky, 10 inches of snow there. Even Lexington, 4 inches. And in the Laurel Highlands here, 7 Springs, you've received about 3 inches. And in the suburb of Pittsburgh, in Cannonsburg, you've had 1 inch of snow, and that light snow is continuing in the Pittsburgh area. And that's a sign of things to come as that low tracks up the coast. That